Hey everybody, check us out. It's Next Gen Jerks.
Hello, hello, hello.
God, it's been a long time. This is Jake.
This is John.
Yeah, he can do his own intro. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since our last video because chaos has reigned all over my damn house. Everything is broken. Took me forever to fix it. Just sucks. And it always happens on my day off when I'm supposed to come do this shit.
Yep. Jake always puts house before YouTube.
I put my living before the show.
That's okay. Because I was busy practicing.
Oh, yeah, you killed it last week. I killed it the 2 weeks before then. So
yeah, well, I've been practicing. I'm in a band. So we practice and record and practice.
I'm in a band. We practice.
And let's see. It's been a while since we've done this. I don't remember what we discussed in the last one, but I do know that nothing has really changed in the video game world since the last time we've done this.
Not yet. You know.
The big announcement is tomorrow. In case, well, actually, by the time you all see this, it'll be today.
Or a couple days after. You never know.
So let's already say, yeah, what do you think about that new Xbox? It's great, isn't it?
Yes, the 21st, Xbox does its big reveal, walking up and shoving PlayStation's face in the dirt. Hopefully.
No.
No, he says. Oh, that's funny.
But unfortunately, we can't talk about it this episode because we're recording this on the 20th, not the 21st.
Yep. So. One day, just one more day, and we would have had a great show. Now we're gonna have a a good show.
Now we're gonna have speculation show part 14.
Speculation show. No, we're not doing that. No more rumors. I'm done with them until after this comes up, and
but
then all more rumors pop up.
This is the absolute time to discuss rumors.
They can go back to the other episodes we've made. And
I understand. Yeah, but this is the time. This is where it's going to be hot. Well, not debated, but this is the time it's going to be discussed the most. Right before the announcement, and there's a hair in my nose that's driving me nuts.
That's awesome. Xbox will focus on
I don't
that
want
tomorrow.
people to think I'm a coke addict. Keep playing with my nose. You're right. We've said all we can say about rumors and speculations about the new Xbox. It's just got to wait till tomorrow or today, if you're watching this now. Today, tomorrow.
I love how you actually think you're going to get this all done tomorrow.
All I got to do is upload it. I can start the process tonight, but I guarantee it won't be viewable. It won't. Whatever. People aren't going to see it till tomorrow.
Anyway, so yeah, 3 weeks have gone by since our last show, and what I've been doing with my time while other people are fixing my house is I've been playing video games. And one of the first ones I want to talk about is the Tomb Raider game, because that game was awesome. Let's check this out. Now this is...
Okay.
What? Okay.
I just wanted to make sure our audio is still coming through.
Yes, there she is, sexy Laura Croft. This is an all-new setup from the old games. It doesn't play anything like the old games, which is awesome. And it's actually like an Uncharted game for the Xbox, which is awesome because...
The fuck happened?
I don't know. You pressed a button.
I didn't do nothing.
Never mind. It's just part of the video. Just part of the video. Calm down.
You calm down.
I thought you pressed.
You should know this. You've seen this.
No, I haven't. I just found this.
Oh.
I told you I didn't do any research.
Well, you played the game, didn't you?
I did play the game, yes.
This isn't in it?
This is in it. This is the opening sequence. Anyway, shit. Quitting. Anyway, yes. This. If you played any of the Uncharted games, or if you've never played the Uncharted games and wanted to, like me, because I refuse to go buy a PlayStation, this will scratch that itch because this game plays a lot like the Uncharted series, and it feels super real. Everything just affects everything, and it's just awesome. I was really
the music's dumb.
I was really pleased by this whole experience. I was actually mad because I didn't get to get all the way through it in the time that I rented it because just I didn't get started on it until 2 days before I take it back. But it has... God, it's been so long since I played it, I don't actually remember all that much about it. Show me something here. Okay.
Those are terrible graphics.
Well, you're watching it off YouTube, too, so that's a little bit rough, too. But yes, it has all your basic enemies, you know, very realistic. Nothing, well, until you get to the part I got, nothing gets real supernatural. Right when I had to quit, I found some dude with looks something straight out of Silent Hill. Big pyramid head, big monster dude carrying a sledgehammer. There's a lot of scenes like this where it's kind of time jumping and stuff, but it's not the full-on Resident Evil action button thing.
And apparently she gets a shit gun.
Oh, she does start out with shit guns, but by halfway through you get a shotgun, and it's fucking awesome. But the first half of the game is a little slower. There's a lot of exploring and like hooking up the radio tower and silly stuff like that. But then once you get farther into it and you get extra tools like the wall climbing, rock climber thing, what the hell's that called? An axe? Some sort
Pickaxe?
of nice, something like that. Yeah. Then you get to explore a lot more. There's a lot of tombs in there that are, you don't have to look through them, but you can, and it really doesn't give anything. It has a weird loot system where it's not like, what am I thinking? It's not like Far Cry 3 where all the loot is just junk, but it still keeps it separate. It automatically turns your loot into experience points and stuff that you spend on other upgrades and stuff for your weapons. And which I thought was very nice because the whole thing with Far Cry 3 and their stupid fucking loot system, I don't need to know that I got a fucking severed head baby doll that I found in the jungle that I'm going to sell for $12. I don't need to know that. But this game is just tons and tons of epic sequences and great layouts, and you never literally get sick of playing this game. It's crazy awesome. Now there's a few of the button command things that you have to do, and it's kind of annoying, but it's not too bad because the button's always Y. There's never a guess. You don't have to wonder is X going to pop up? Is A going to pop up? It's always fucking Y. If you see that coming, just jam on that fucking Y button and you'll be just fine. Yeah, there's the big scene where you had to spend an hour climbing up that damn radio tower. It was neat.
So it is Far Cry 3.
No, it's not. It's not at all. It's much better than Far Cry 3. It's not an open world. It kind of feels like Arkham Asylum in a sense where it feels very open, but they're pushing you in one direction. And then once you finish that, you'll have to backtrack a little bit, but never very far. You always find some little passage afterwards to cut across to the next area to where you have to go. That's where it kind of bothered me at first. It doesn't really seem like that much exploration, but every once in a while you'll find a little side passage that leads to the tomb, and the tombs are actually pretty neat because it's all one big massive puzzle. The one tomb I did do. Are you gonna press Y there? Oh no, you didn't press Y. See, I never got to that guy. I don't think he must have been a boss. The one tomb I did, you had to time it just right, where you pull a chain and then pull a lever, and wind blows the platform up so you can jump on the wall and climb across. It's actually a very big pain in the ass, very challenging. God, this guy looks like he's wearing a Ninja Turtle uniform.
Well, I can tell you one thing.
What's that?
This game looks terrible.
You're insane. This game was awesome. The Xbox 720p does not do it justice whatsoever.
No, it's not just that. It's the textures. I mean, this is
I'm telling you, man. It's because you're watching it off of the Xbox. Yeah.
Either this is early beta shit or this is a fucking... Look at those textures. There's nothing there.
It must have been early beta,
Assassin's Creed makes this look like fucking... a first generation Xbox fucking title.
No, it's definitely worth a try. You may not want to buy it because once you get all the way through it, you may never play it again. I did not try the multiplayer because I heard the multiplayer is fucking horrible. But that was kind of cool. But the single player campaign is awesome, and there is a lot of stuff to find. I wouldn't necessarily call this a buy though, because unless you're one of those people that like spending $60 in a game, you're only going to play for 2 weeks, and then it sits there and collects dust later on. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed what I got to play this game. I would like to rent it again and actually finish it. So yes, anyone who hasn't tried this yet needs to check it out. The wiggle stick thing, that was stupid. I don't like that in any game, really. The button commands. There's another one. Right trigger to put it right through his hand. There was one thing that I found funny. Some people criticize this game.
I thought he was holding her by her ponytail.
Some people criticize this game because they thought she started killing way too early. And it kind of made, with the story that it brings, she had to. There's no exploration. She had to learn how to survive in the woods. And she was in a fucking island covered with bad guys. So, of course, she had to start killing. So, people who complain about it not being, like a classic Tomb Raider game where it's a whole lot of exploring, it's a whole different kind of genre. It just doesn't work the same as it used to. And that's good because those games are boring. There's a reason those games are not nearly as popular as the first 2 or 3 were. So, yeah, Tomb Raider. Check it out. It was awesome.
Yeah, but this game wasn't very popular either.
That's not completely true. It just came out at a weird time. It didn't have the big November release, so...
From what all the rags are saying, that it failed to meet its projected figures for sales.
No, that may be true, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means that nobody bought it.
I never said it was bad. I said it underperformed. It wasn't as popular as they wanted it to be.
Well,
Which I could understand because the Tomb Raider series is as old as the Resident Evil series, and you can see how the Resident Evil series is faring nowadays.
Yeah, but that's because Resident Evil can't make a good game to save its ass.
Well, it's also a tired fucking series. Now, Bethesda is trying, I don't know if you saw that, but Bethesda's trying their hand at the whole survival horror genre with their next title. What is that motherfucker called? What's that called? God damn it. While you're doing that, I'm going to look up that game. Are you going to show us something? Bioshock Infinite. What, you been playing that?
Yes, I actually beat this one.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it was good too. I would almost say that Tomb Raider was a little bit better in with gameplay, because for me, I like a third-person shooter better than a first-person shooter. But in the same sense, this game was crazy too. I actually beat this one. But what are you looking for? He's looking for the new Bethesda game.
Well, I'm turning it over to you. You can talk about what you want.
Okay, well, here we go. Now we got my... Let's see here. What do we got? Just give me 2 seconds. There we go. Epic montage. That'll work. It's bad. I got to steal montage videos off YouTube and talk about them. But
It's
yes,
the only way to do it.
Bioshock Infinite. If you haven't tried this game and you were turned off by Bioshock 2, please come back because it's so much better than Bioshock 2. This game...
A lot of people liked Bioshock 2.
I thought a lot of people hated it because the Big Daddy that you played didn't feel powerful enough.
No, everyone's thing about Bioshock 2 is that they were afraid it was going to be too much like the first one, so it didn't really meet sales expectations. But the people who did play it realized it was a good enough game. It stood on its own. It didn't pack the same, surprises as the first. But
well,
that's to be expected.
This one tried, and I will admit the story was very intriguing. It wasn't the big ending wasn't a super surprise like I thought it would be, but that didn't matter because the game itself is so fun. I got my big lit up world that I have always complained about. I hate being stuck in the dark trenches or the sewers and shit like that. I got my bright shiny world to run around and explore. Zip lining on the weird hook thing is just crazy awesome. The first person shooting aspect was really good. The powers were a little bit, I don't know, they were borrowed from a lot of different games, which that makes sense. There's only so many things people can come up with. But they didn't play a huge part. I will admit, I probably used possession more than anything else. And that's just because I love the fact of taking over somebody and making them fight for me. And then the great part about that was after they were done fighting for me, they shot themselves. They committed suicide. And there's nothing funnier than watching a guy shoot himself with a rocket launcher. It is the best thing in the world. But it has a huge immersive story. You got all those crazy things you expect in a Bioshock game. It was awesome, and I'm glad that I got to play all the way through it, unlike Tomb Raider, because I fucked around and didn't have time. But this is a very awesome game. There's not too many first-person shooters out there that really take the time to put in this much detail into a game, not with all your Call of Duties and 6-hour campaign bullshit. This game was just thorough. One thing that I will admit that I was kind of bummed about was your little partner there. I believe her name was Emma or something. Fuck, I don't remember her name. That's horrible. I'm doing a review and I can't remember the character's name. Elizabeth, that's what it was. And when this game was coming out, they showed all this cool stuff about how she made a tornado and then you electrified it and then all this shit happened. It never happens in the game. It's like one of those things from a movie trailer that doesn't show up. She does help a little bit. She's able to give you extra vials of health and mana or whatever that shit was called. And she can bring things in portal-wise from other worlds. So, if you need a turret or something, she can bring that up from another world. It's not anything you can really pick. It's all predetermined for the map, but they put the most useful things in just the right places, and it helps a lot. So it's kind of cool, and it's a strategy thing. You can only bring one thing from a different world in at a time. So first you got to do the turret, and then you'll do the big robot, and kind of work it out to get past the level, because some of the parts were extremely difficult. But it's just an awesome game. I had so much fun with this game. And that's weird because I usually don't get into first-person campaigns. I'm not that crazy about them. Like I said, I've never finished a Call of Duty campaign or anything like that. But yeah, this game is just, it's a good time. John, you should really try it because I know you love the first Bioshock.
Yeah.
And it's, I couldn't play the first Bioshock. It bugged the shit out of me. But this fucking game is awesome. It's just bright, shiny, and pretty. Everyone needs to try this game.
I'm telling you. It doesn't look good.
Oh, well. You just...
I mean, this is the second game I've noticed this. The textures just look fucking horrible.
I'm telling you, man. It's because we're watching this shit off YouTube. You bring this home, you stick it in your Xbox, you see it on your TV all live and not pushed through the internet and filtered out, and it looks so much better.
Oh. I think early clips and shit I've seen of these games were from PC versions that always have like more detailed texture maps and shit like that.
Right. Your high range PC, yes, is going to make the game look better.
That's fucking bullshit. They shouldn't show gameplay footage and other stuff from PC and then pass it off as PS3 and Xbox when they can't pull that shit off.
They don't pass it off. They always tell you it's on PC. They just can't.
In fine print.
But just think about it. To get those high-end graphics, you have to have a crazy high-end PC. And not many people have that. I mean, your PC's got to fucking fly around the room and shit to pump out those kind of graphics. If you bring it home on a regular PC, it's not going to look like what it does on these videos. Because your PC doesn't push enough graphics to power their whole thing. They dumb it down for your computer or whatever.
Well, I understand that, but I figured the Xbox and the PS3 at the very least would be able to do what current PCs can do.
Right.
Obviously not. Apparently this is all what the next gen systems are going to be providing, which to me is just like a jack-off session. I don't need the same game with better textures that should have been in this generation's consoles. Fuck all that. More shit, more characters on screen at once that you actually interact with.
Right.
That's the key. That's the future.
That's what John wants.
That's what I want. That's what a lot of people want.
They
don't want prettier people. They want fucking lots of people. Like when you're playing Call of Duty,
right,
and you're in the middle of a battle, you always know that like there's going to be people fucking raging all around you, running around, but you're only going to be able to really interact with like 4 or 5 of them at one time.
Makes sense.
Because that's all the
enemies or just
enemies,
NPCs?
yeah.
Okay, enemies.
Like there's one sequence in Black Ops 2 where you're fighting off the fucking you're fighting off the local rebels with the local army.
Right.
And they're all charging you and coming up over a hill, and there's like hundreds of them, coming over the horizon. But it always seems like there's only going to be 4 or 5 that get close enough to you to do anything.
To actually shoot at?
It kind of diminishes the impact of showing you that. And this is the problem I think a lot of developers have, is they understand the limits of what the console can do, but they show you what they want to do.
Right.
Which just diminishes the impact of what they're trying to do. It's like, here's what we wanted to do. We wanted to throw you in the middle of a battle with hundreds of people, but we can't. So we're going to give you the appearance of that and then send 5 people at you. And then you're going to realize, oh, well, that sucks. I thought I was going to be fighting like 100 guys at once.
Did you ever play the Star Wars Battlefront games?
No, I did not.
Oh. Now, see, that game has kind of like what you wanted. And this was mid PS2 era. I mean, they were really fucking old, but they literally had a counter of like 99 people on each side, the Rebels and the Empire. And they were pretty much all on the battlefield at the same damn time, going to town on each other. And that is one of my all-time favorite games. And I've said this many times, if they would make a Star Wars Battlefront 3, I would play that and never play Call of Duty again.
But how many people could you engage in battle?
As many that was on the screen.
Really?
You could, if you had a sniper rifle and there was 40 stormtroopers across the way and you tag one, then you're good to go. You can knock them down.
Oh, well, yeah, you could do that.
Well, then what are you talking about in interacting with them?
I'm talking about like close proximity, not just like a guy running and then you like shoot him. Because there's always going to be that one like limited, like there's always going to be a guy running in the distance and you can shoot him or not.
Right.
But he's going to be running that whole time. He'll never get to you, but he'll be running. If you ever sight in and scope, like you'll see the guy running.
Right. But there would be like 10, 15 guys back there all coming to the battle.
I'm talking about
the spawn points.
All right, let me go back and say Assassin's Creed. instead of having like 4 guys jump you, having like 15 guys jump you.
The whole town mob you.
Or like fucking. It got oh no, because it's about Assassin's Creed-esque too. Batman Arkham City you get jumped by 6 guys at once,
right?
But even if you got into like a group of like 8, for some reason only 5 or 6 would attack you at once, and the other guys would just kind of stand.
That's because there's that's because you can only get so close to a person. You get 5 guys around a person, that 6th guy is going to be pushing around somebody's shoulder to
right,
get to you.
I mean, but it's just the idea that, I don't know, I guess I want
that you're just
more
not
going to
get tackled down by every guy there. Just they're going to dogpile you and then the fight will be over.
That's the whole idea.
That's what John wants, a 15-man dogpile
by enemies. But I tell you, since I brought that up.
Yes, I want to hear your take on this. I really do.
I'm trying to remember how far I got. I know. I just rescued Dr. Freeze or Mr. Freeze or whatever the fuck his name is.
Okay.
Had my little battle with him, and then the Joker ran off with the cure, so now I got to go find the Joker.
Oh, yeah.
And
the Joker's a douche in that whole game. He's always just like, oh, you got this. Well, I'm going to do it. Now you got to go do 8 more hours of gameplay. But it's such a good game, too.
I have an extremely serious problem with the camera angles in that game.
Okay, I'll give you credit on that one. That is true.
There were too many times when I got tripped up trying to like get away from a guy who's shooting at me, and the camera's like doing some dodgy shit, and I'm trying to fucking jump to a ledge, or the automatic jump to the safe haven ledge whenever you're close to it.
Okay,
like you're going to fucking grapple somewhere, it just immediately goes to that, and then perches you on the fucking thing. Like no, I'm trying to, and the only thing you do is just jump down.
All you're doing, still stand way out in the open. They're still shooting at you.
Yeah, there's a guy shooting at you, so you jump down, but then you end up hanging. Like fuck. It's like I just get tripped up in the controls too often. And what was the other thing? There's a lot of different combat maneuvers, but it just seems like you end up like instinctively defaulting to just a few.
Yeah, but the cool part about that game is it'll send like 6 or 7 people at you, but all of them are kind of different. Like one guy, you have to do the cape whip to stun him. Another guy, you have to do the flip thing to not get stabbed or something. And I mean, it's kind of neat how they make you all do that.
I know. They send the fucking guy who's got the heavy armor, so you have to do the cape thing and stun him. Then they got the 2 guys with the assault rifles in the back just plugging you, and then the knife guys, and then just the regular bruiser. So you got to fucking like just take your turn. Like, okay, here comes the armor guy. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Okay, here comes the knife guy. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, there's a guy with a gun. I better jump over there and disarm. It's just like waiting your turn to hit certain button sequences. It reminds me of a fucking fighting game, like Street Fighter or shit like that. It's just sequencing of moves, and it breaks down the feeling of playing a game.
No,
it's more like
it's
more like you're doing a math equation.
But it takes away button mashing, which is kind of nice. Instead of just like, I got to punch X, 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 X. That's not there anymore, which is really nice. They kind of took your classic fighting thing and then put it on its head to where you actually have to think about which button you're going to press. You can't just button mash.
Oh, yes, you can.
You can, but it's not going to get you very far once you get to the armor guy or the knife guy or the dingleberry way in the back with the shotgun, like you said. But they work out their stuff in there. You can just hit the grappling hook as whenever you want and take care of that guy in the back.
The other thing that really pissed me off is you should be able to knock out a guy without having to swoop down, kick him to the ground, get back up, and then jump down on him again. Like, come on. You can't do that all in one move.
I think
that'd make it way too easy.
Exactly.
Now, wouldn't it?
It makes you want to think about it.
But still, there should be a quicker move than, like, you got him down, then you have to get back up, and then pounce on him again. Like, ugh.
Well, that's just making you think, because if you don't pounce on him that second time, you're going to walk away, he's going to get back up, and he's going to punch you in the back of the cowl. So.
And then you get up, and then you have to grapple away because the other guys with the guns are running up. Where'd he go? And you got to wait for them to fucking disperse. And
come on, dude. Those sequences where you have the big room. And
those sequences seem on paper like a good idea, but in practice, it's like now you're just waiting them out to take them out one by one. A sequence that really should only take about 30 seconds to get through takes 5 fucking minutes because of just having to wait somebody out to get
You obviously don't understand Batman. That's how Batman works.
Yes, Batman takes 30 minutes to do what the average man can do in 5.
No, he plans out his moves. He waits for his moment. I mean, he's strategical. That's the word I'm looking for.
There's also a problem I have with the Riddler's puzzles, which he can go
just
fucking
skip those.
Suck ass.
Just fucking skip those, dude. You'll never unlock them all because half of them you need like all the upgrades, and then you'll have to go back and do it again.
Controlling the fucking remote control Batarang was a fucking ass.
It's a pain in the ass. Not as bad as that stupid helicopter from Grand Theft Auto 3, but still pretty bad. Yeah. That's what I always go back to for horrible controls.
It's an alright game, but I'm not hung up on the whole mythos of fucking Batman. I don't get giddy every time I see fucking like, oh look, it's fucking Solomon Grundy or whatever his fucking name was. Like it's just some big dude. Like, oh, here's some big dude. Like you're like, wow, they really did Mr. Freeze really well. It's like, now I have to admit the Mr. Freeze fight was pretty cool. I don't
remember how that went.
Look up that.
What?
That.
Oh, The Evil Within? Okay.
I was trying to say what I was saying.
Well, I had to make sure I was looking at the right thing. Anyway, the Mr. Freeze fight.
The Mr. Freeze fight was pretty cool because it really just... Like, you'd attack him one way, and then you couldn't attack him that way again, so you had to find another way to attack him.
Yes.
That was really cool. And if he got even, like, a glimpse of you, like, now I'm firing all my shit at you. And, like, and he's, like, telling you in that robot voice, like, I see you, and now I'm going to shoot you. Like, and I don't know, it was just interesting. I liked it. I like fights like that are, like, make you think, but still keep it tense enough to be, like, you have to think while under pressure.
Right.
And I like shit like that. And I thought the Mr. Freeze fight did that really well. Can't say the same for the other ones. Like the Penguin one was kind of gay.
Yeah, it was a pain in the ass, yes.
And
was that the one where he's standing like on a bridge inside the library or something and holding one person hostage and you had to kind of lead everybody away to... Was that the Penguin fight? Maybe that was somebody else. It was inside the police station, I thought. I don't know.
No, the Penguin fight. Well, the final Penguin fight is when he gets Mr. Freeze's freeze gun and stands in the middle of that fucking room.
Oh, yes.
And then you got to get the thing from the suit to get in there and then beat his ass up.
Yeah,
but if you forget it, then you have to like, oh shit! Now you got to run back, go through that whole fucking middle area with the frozen water and the sharks that jump out and bite you. And go get the thing out of his suit.
That
like,
was
son of a
extremely time consuming. Use your grappling hook to
pull
the
fucking,
ice. Yeah, that was kind of simple. But it's a game, dude. Then they got to throw that shit in there to make it more time consuming. And that way you have.
But I see what people are talking about with that game. It was a good game. I mean, it didn't remind me of Assassin's Creed. Except for during battles on the street with just the random guys,
right.
Then that brought me back to Assassin's. Oh, and trying to negotiate ledges was so much like fucking Assassin's Creed. There's nothing I hate more than running up to a building and then just start trying to jump up it. Like, no, I didn't want to jump up this building. Like, yeah. Well, here is the Bethesda game I was talking about.
Here we go.
From the maker of Resident Evil. The first one.
They teamed up with Bethesda?
Yeah. And they're wanting to do survival horror, of course.
I wish somebody would
get
it right.
The fucking trailer for it looked intense, but yeah, this is that teaser trailer thing. I don't know if they're showing... I don't think they've gotten far enough to show gameplay.
Probably not.
It's like a good horror movie teaser.
Yeah, that just is what it looks like. Looks like torture porn. I wonder if this is live action, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello there, glass man.
It's 13th Ghost.
Oh yeah. So
box head.
Scared.
Who needs pyramid head when you get box head?
He's making his own barbed wire. That's pretty crazy. You know, you can just buy that shit at the store, right?
Yeah, but the kind you make yourself is untraceable.
Yeah, because people trace hardware store purchases. Well, this does look like 13 Ghosts, the game, doesn't it? It's got everybody. Ooh. Yeah.
There's blood in a survival horror game. Imagine that.
And now it all of a sudden turned into Hellraiser. Damn crazy spider chick.
Oh, it's Safe Head.
Safe head. Oh, don't open the safe.
The evil within. You already hear the Resident Evil voice.
Yep. Well, all I can tell about this game so far is it's going to have really cool bosses.
I mean, the trailer really sells it. But, without gameplay footage, it's
Right.
just another wait.
I really liked it. I mean, if you're going to make crazy monsters for your bosses, they did a very good job.
Well, Safe Head may seem interesting, but if you've played any of the Silent Hills past the first and second one, you know the interesting, crazy bosses just start to get tedious after a while.
Yeah, because there's always like one trick you have to do over and over again. That was the one thing about Bioshock that I really liked, because it really didn't have like a trick to get past certain bosses. You really just had to fill them through the ammo and keep yourself alive. Okay, do we have a montage here? Not the cutscenes.
I was wondering why we were going to pull this up here.
Because I played it. I played this one too. I beat the story, and I played the hell out of the multiplayer.
There's multiplayer in this?
Yeah, there's online multiplayer, and it's actually a very good setup. I was very impressed with it. But you get those assholes who, all I'm going to get is a fucking...
Spam kick?
No, you get those... Yeah, well, you get those. But you get those guys that just played it constantly, and they're just insanely good at it.
Like every fucking multiplayer experience.
Exactly, yeah. All right, we'll just...
The death of all multiplayer are the fucking dweebs who don't have a life.
We'll just do this one here. Yes, I also played the Injustice Gods Among Us while I was off of my 3-week show vacation there. Oh, it's even a battle arena thing. Big deal. Anyway, yeah, this game, if you're looking for a fighter that goes back to classic Mortal Kombat era, this is a very good game. It's exactly like Mortal Kombat because it's made by the people who did Mortal Kombat, so get rid of that. But it's you'd think that they would just cheaply put this together and throw the superheroes in it and hope they make a couple bucks. But they really went all out. All the characters have a very in-depth fighting style. A few of them feel a little the same, and a couple of them are completely useless. Harley Quinn with your pistols. Sorry, but it just didn't work. And I never played as Aquaman because Aquaman's gay. But it is just... the storyline is probably one of the best storylines I've ever played in a fighting game. It's extremely long. You don't get to use every character in the storyline because some of them it just wouldn't make sense. They're all in there, but you just don't get to play as all of them. But it was a very good story, somewhat predictable. You know in the end it's going to be Superman versus evil Superman. That's just how it's going to go with these superhero games. DC, Superman's their baby, so they have to end with them. But then, like right here, this was one of the best parts of the game was the map. I don't know what you want to call it, bust through the wall scene, where you jump to a different part of the map. It always had this big, long scene of getting beat down by characters in a prison or getting drilled through the wall by some big underground drill. And it was just, overall, I mean, they just went all out with this. The only thing that didn't really make sense is there was finishing moves. Everyone had your big finishing move when your power got up. But it was always the same damn finishing move, and you didn't have to wait till the end of the game to use it. It's like that right here. Here's Solomon Grundy's move where he pulls that damn tombstone out and smacks you over the head with it. Not one of the better finishing moves of the game. Some of them were really cool. Aquaman got a shark, crazy stuff like that. But, I mean, if you're looking for a hardcore fighter, this works very well. A lot better than what you would have thought. And I definitely recommend it. It was very cool. What do you got going on now here?
I don't know. I was looking for something else. We already looked at The Last of Us, haven't we?
Yep. Did they have a trailer for that Batman Arkham Origins or whatever? Let's look that up. I don't think I've seen that yet.
Batman Arkham Origins.
It's the new one that they're coming out with.
Ugh.
Oh, come on. You haven't
Or
even...
it's like superhero hour with Jake.
Isn't that every fucking episode?
Apparently, yes.
That's what happens.
You brought up Injustice Gods Among Us like the past 3 fucking times.
Well, that's because 3 weeks ago when we were doing it, I wanted to do a bunch of Uplay videos of it. Well, I finally got to rent it, but then I never got a chance to bring it over because we kept getting delayed and everything.
We played the demo.
Yeah, we did, but it didn't have... I mean, we could have had a lot more fun with the real game. It didn't have enough characters in the demo. We got through that very quickly. Oh, no, yeah, there we go. Do they have it? Arkham Oranges screenshots. There it is. The Arkham Oranges I can't even say it now. Never mind.
The Arkham Oranges. Just go with it.
But yes, they want to go back to Batman's roots, the beginning of Batman. Show you how. Yeah. Which
Enough
is
rebooting. God
it's
damn.
not rebooting. It's a prequel. That's different.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
It's completely different. They know they have a really good idea, but they don't know what to do with it now. And you got Deathstroke there, who was very popular in the Injustice game. Everybody loved to use fucking Deathstroke. I didn't understand it. I hated him. Is that all we're going to get? Jesus Christ. Fucking teaser trailer.
You and your teaser trailers. This is
this is
what you get.
Now, one thing I noticed on there is it didn't have that it's going to absolutely be on the next-gen consoles. So, and that's one of my bitches about the, we're talking about tomorrow and the big reveal. One of my complaints is that they are still pumping a lot of games out for the 360
Yeah.
after the next-gen console is going to be released. And you would kind of think that would shoot them in the foot.
They've done it every single
I
console
know,
before.
and for some odd reason it bugs me this time. It's just like with...
You know why it bothers you?
Why?
Because you know I'm right. And that's the part that's bothering you.
Which part's that?
That the new system's not going to be released this year.
It's going to be released this year. And how I know this is because Call of Duty Ghost is going to be released in November, and it says it comes out for the next-gen consoles and the current consoles. So why would they say that if the next-gen console isn't going to be released before November?
I will explain.
November? Oh, please do.
Because, now hold on to your hats, Infinity Ward only releases Call of Duty titles every other year.
Right. But you always from either company, you always get a Call of Duty game every year.
Why would they pass up next year's release of the next gen console and not release the game for it when they know people are going to buy it, and wait an entire year before they get their a slice of the next gen pie?
You're so delusional. That is insane.
I guarantee you, they'll have it upon release. Upon release of the console, they'll also have Ghosts.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that the new console is being released right at the same time as Ghosts. All that means is they're going to have a version of Ghosts that will be released on the next-gen system. It won't be designed for the next-gen system. It won't look any better on the next-gen system, but it will be available on the next-gen system.
I believe that the next-gen systems will be out before November and before this Call of Duty game comes out. There would be no reason to advertise it that it's going to be on the next-gen consoles if it's not going to... The next-gen console is not going to be out there when the game releases.
Sure there is. To hype the next-gen systems.
That's how they're hyping it, is because they know they're going to have a Call of Duty game. The part that bugs me with all this, too, is that this game is going to be on both current and next-gen, and this brings up my classic argument. If they can make games that play both on the next-gen and the current console, let me finish, why can't they make the next-gens backwards compatible? Drives me fucking nuts. I know I'm being silly and overreacting about this whole thing, but it irks the shit out of me. Why can't I play old games on the new console? That's the answer I want from tomorrow. I want them to explain why it's not backwards compatible.
Because there's only been one system that's ever been backwards compatible.
It's not true.
What other system besides the PlayStation 2 has been backwards compatible?
PlayStation 3 plays PlayStation 2 games, doesn't it?
Some of them.
Some of them.
And not the first gen fucking PlayStation 3.
No, they don't go all the way back to PS1, but...
No, the first gen PS3 didn't play PS2 games at all.
They had to throw that in later?
Yeah. Because so many people were pissed because they kind of shot themselves in the foot with PS2 because it was backwards compatible to PS1. But think about it. No Nintendo console was ever backwards compatible.
That's because the cartridges were different. But
No Sega. The only Sega console that was ever backwards compatible was the Genesis, and you had to buy a stupid fucking adapter to slap in the top before you could play the old Master System games, which it didn't matter because everyone who bought the Genesis had no fucking idea what a Master System was anyway.
But the non-defense of Nintendo's thing, they didn't try to pump out the exact same game for Nintendo and Super Nintendo.
Oh, yes, they did.
No, how wet? What are you talking about?
They did that with Kirby, if I'm not mistaken.
It was the same game on both the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo.
Not the same game.
But, well, Kirby's not going to be much different every time you play the game. I understand that. But they never put out, like, Super Mario World on both Nintendo and Super Nintendo. It was only on Super Nintendo.
Right.
Once Super Nintendo came out, they pretty much quit making Nintendo games.
They released fucking Kirby after that.
Yeah,
they support all sorts of different systems, and they're going to continue to support it. If they said, okay, Black Ops 2 is coming out on next-gen consoles, you know what that means? They have basically just told everyone when the next-gen console is coming out.
Exactly my point. What I've been trying to explain to you. You just won't believe it.
So why do you think they're saying it's going to be available on the Xbox 360 and next-gen consoles? Because they're not predicting when the next-gen console is coming out. They're just saying a copy will be available of the game on next-gen consoles.
Yes.
It doesn't mean the next-gen console is coming out in November. It doesn't mean it's coming out this year.
I think that's a pretty good goddamn
Tomorrow will vindicate me. Tomorrow is the day where all answers will be
Tomorrow's
revealed.
the day I get paid.
Yeah, yeah, you'll see. I guarantee it. Money's going to be crossing over to me.
You were really convinced that you're right, and you're so not.
History has proven me correct. No system, and we're talking about even an earlier announcement. I mean, they're giving themselves what a month head start over E3, if that, not even that.
Right.
They're giving themselves a few weeks jump before E3 to announce their console. That still doesn't give it clearly enough time to do anything, to bring out enough titles, to market them effectively, to market their console effectively.
They don't need that much time, dude. All they have to say is new console, and people will come flocking to it. They don't need to advertise.
To what? To where? To stores that don't have them because they haven't had enough time to produce them? They're physical objects. They need time to produce, ship.
I believe they're sitting in a warehouse somewhere. They're already fucking built. They may still be
now
tweaking them.
You're the one who's delusional.
I believe it's already
You
done.
think a company puts all this money into consoles and then just shoves them in a warehouse and sets them there and like, we got to release one? No.
Timing is everything, man.
Dude, this is insane. Companies do not do that. Companies
I may be wrong about the warehouse thing, but still,
They do not have Xbox next-gen Xbox One made. They've got PCs that are running it.
Right.
If they don't have an actual, and I guarantee you, what we see tomorrow may not even actually be the physical console itself. It may just be gameplay footage of what the new thing can do and all the specs and technical shit. If they do not show an actual console tomorrow, guaranteed it's not released this year. Guaranteed.
All right, I will give you that.
And PS4 hasn't shown their console yet either.
No, they haven't. But they could just be hiding it. You know, that's what makes everyone crazy is not knowing. Even me and Nate talked about this when we saw each other last week. He agreed with me that he believes all the rumors and then all the feedback from the rumors might just help them shape the console into being a better console. When they hear the feedback of what the people want, what the people don't want, maybe that'll be like, okay, maybe we shouldn't make this online all the time, have to be online. Maybe that's a bad idea.
Or maybe it was a bullshit rumor to begin with.
That's true, too.
And it had no validity. You have to understand something. They can't change something that they've built.
They can go in and retweak it a little bit, change
not
something.
Not to that degree.
Maybe not.
I mean, you're talking about hundreds and hundreds of engineers who've worked to build something.
Right.
They're not going to just be like, guess what, folks? We got to go back and redo all the architecture because the fans don't like what we... No. They're not...
You never know, man. It could just be like, let's unplug this one wire.
Everyone wants to believe these companies are super receptive. This is all a fallacy. I figured that fucking Robert Bowling proved that. Robert Bowling, the guy, the fucking online face of Infinity Ward.
Okay.
The guy who publicly went out and ate his own shit on stage, basically.
What did he do? I have no idea what you're talking about.
He fucking basically, before the release of Modern Warfare 3, the announcement of Modern Warfare 3, he goes out and fucking talks about how they've listened to, feedback from the fans, and this one's going to be the ultimate Modern Warfare experience because they got rid of all the bullshit. There's not going to be any of this juggernaut. There's not going to be any Last Stand. There's not going to be all of that shit was in the game.
He actually said none of that shit was going to be in there.
Oh fuck, dude! It's all over the internet. It's been all over the internet for years. Like
Why would
him fucking basically just eating shit in front of a live audience.
Why would he do that to himself?
Because he didn't know. That's the whole idea. This is the whole point. They've already got this shit put together. And nobody's going to tell them what to do. They're just going to pump it out and fucking collect their dough. Other people in the company, see, like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing is essentially what it does. He goes out and fucking talks about, yeah. They probably told him, oh, yeah, well, whatever, second chance or whatever, or last stand's out of the game. All right, last stand's out of the game. And then this new thing pops up called second chance. Oh, that's not last stand. That's second chance.
It's completely
the same
different.
fucking thing. Just, it's a different name. Ooh. Yeah. And then he was summarily removed from the company. After he literally just dropped trowel, shit in his hand, and took a gigantic bite in front of every swarming Call of Duty fanatic. Yeah.
I don't know.
But the funny thing is, Infinity Ward wasn't listening, but apparently Treyarch was, because nobody seemed to care. When Black Ops 2 came out and all of that shit was removed, and now Black Ops 2 is the worst Call of Duty ever, according to everyone. Even though, and I realize this, I guess I will discuss that. I did make a video that I never uploaded.
Oh.
And it's because I ramble so much when I'm trying to do this by myself. I probably ramble. I ramble all the time. It doesn't matter. But this would probably be a better avenue for it. I was playing. I don't know if you realize this. We never really talked about it at all.
Okay.
Black Ops 2 has had terrible issues with lag.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
And I've put up videos comparing theater mode to regular gameplay and trying to theorize what the hell's the problem with this game and why the lag's so bad. A few weeks ago I was playing it and a survey came up asking me to rate my performance or rate the game. And I was like, I'd never seen that before. I was like, this is kind of odd. Apparently it came out with a patch that did something, or around the same time they did something else, and I forgot what it was, but they patched the game and they included this survey to where they're trying to do something about the lag situation.
Okay.
Which I thought was cool. It's it was the first time a company has actually addressed a problem that's been ongoing, and it's a game. It literally is a game crippler for Black Ops 2.
Right.
I mean, the lag got so fucking bad that's it just became unplayable at certain times. I thought that was okay, but it didn't really keep me invested enough to keep playing the game. But it
warms your heart knowing that somebody cares.
Right.
Yeah.
But then once I saw that and I started feeling all warm and fuzzy about that, I'm like, wow, maybe Treyarch's not that bad of a company as I always thought they were. And then I started thinking about Black Ops 2, and it's this is the first Black Ops title in a long time where they've really stripped out a lot of the crap. They've innovated, and they've kind of taken old ideas, put them back in, taken some shitty new ideas that Infinity Ward infected everyone with, pulled those out, and for all intents and purposes, it's the perfect Call of Duty title on paper. I mean, all the bullshit's been removed. All the great aspects of the previous games is in, and it's the most finely tuned, well-refined game of the series. But it's also the absolutely most hated and polarizing. It's not even polarizing. It's the most hated Call of Duty of all of them. And I find that to be insane because I think I've made it fairly well known how much I hated Modern Warfare 2.
Yes, you have.
But Black Ops to me was just terrible. all the Treyarch titles were terrible just because the insane hit detection requirements. Modern Warfare 3 trumped Modern Warfare 2 in its complete horribleness, because that's the first game that really, where lag compensation became a real serious issue. It's terrible in Black Ops 2, but they're working to fix it. And if they can actually effectively get it fixed without compromising their everything has to be ultra precise so we can be a professional fucking title for MLG and all that crap,
right,
then that's great. That's fine. But I just don't understand. I mean, to me, what does the Call of Duty community want is the real question. Because it's the community itself that's destroying itself. I mean, the reason why most people don't play Call of Duty titles anymore is because of the fucking idiots playing it.
That's true. And the fact that, for me, I mean, you can sit here and you can, this one was better than this one, and this one did shit, this one did different. I can't remember. I can barely tell them apart anymore. That's my problem with the Call of Duty series. Every one of them feels exactly the same to me.
But you haven't bought one since...
Black Ops, I think, was the last one I bought.
Black Ops.
Yes.
And you barely played Black Ops, right?
Not nearly as much as I played like Modern Warfare 2 and World at War.
Yeah. And you even got in late. You didn't even buy Call of Duty 4, did you?
Yeah, I had Call of Duty 4 for a little while.
But you came in real late to
I came in after the big you and Payne, the Tuna Clan. I came in late for the Tuna Clan. But we had, I mean, I've had fun with them
ever since.
I've had so much fun doing it back then. But by the time Modern Warfare 2 came out, I was like, this is getting old because it's the same thing. I literally couldn't tell the difference between
my problem,
except for the backgrounds.
My overall problem with the game is that I'm not running with a team anymore. I mean, playing by yourself just gets old after a while. It's fun to get together with a crew and do that shit.
And not many people do that anymore. It's kind of hard to find people that all play at the same time.
And, Call of Duty 4 was such a different experience because it was it was a revelation. It was just total and complete innovation of an idea.
Right.
And at that time, everybody just was like, wow, this is great. And it was easy to get people energized and enthused about the game because it was so new and so fresh. Black Ops 2 is like, it's just, here's this spin on the old wheel, we've come around to this end. Next year we'll come around to the Infinity Ward end again. And it's really, like you said, they're all starting to blend into one. And it's just the nuances that you can pick apart and like to decipher which one's which, and that is kind of shitty. But I've always had certain things that like have really kind of they've bugged me about the series since Call of Duty 4, because Call of Duty 4 to me was like they designed it purposely to just be overall fun. They didn't put a lot of everything's got to be super precise. It's realistic,
right?
No, it's not. It's a fun little arcade multiplayer shooter, and they developed it that way. There's 3 fucking kill streaks. 3. Even the highest one was what, 10 kills.
Are you talking about Call of Duty 4?
Or no, it wasn't even that. It was fucking like 9 or 7 kills.
Yeah, it was like 3, 5, and 7. I believe.
I mean, for the love of God, that's perfect. That's a perfect system. That keeps the gameplay flowing. It keeps people from not obsessing about stupid shit.
And then by Modern Warfare 2, the kill streak was up to 25, which was insane. I think I only did that once.
And it's like, who has time for this? I certainly don't. And they've carried that on for every title. And nobody, the only thing people do it for is for bragging rights, really. And the one thing Black Ops 2 has done has made it to where, you can get the top tier, kill them swarm, but it's not really all that effective. It's not like the nuke from fucking Modern Warfare 2 where it's like, game over, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, they've taken the kill streaks. It truly made it like more of a personal reward rather than a game-ending fucking thing. And most people just go for the orbital VSAT and shit like that, so they can just see where people are and then just gun them down with their weapons. Which is so true to form to the old Call of Duty 4 way that it's to me it's just absolutely reminiscent of that title. I don't know why this game gets such a bad rap. I guess it was overall. I mean, they've just done so many things right, and I'm getting ready to go 4th Prestige now, and
for a game you don't like, you played this an awful lot.
Yeah, I know. And I got fucking 3 of my SMGs. I've gotten gold camo on. I'm trying to get diamond camo on the whole fucking SMG line.
Wow.
and I'm having fun with it. I'm just moving around. LMG, I'm almost gold camo on that too. It's just fun. It's fun to cycle through the weapons again. It's fun to prestige again. Unlike like Modern Warfare 3, I didn't even prestige once.
Right.
Because it was you had to get level 65 to fucking prestige, and it's like who has time for this? You know, like I don't know.
But in the flip side of this coin, Call of Duty is still the only ones that do team deathmatch right. I've tried Far Cry 3. That was a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Gears of War tried, and third-person shooters just don't work for deathmatch at all. I don't know why. It just doesn't feel right. There isn't any other game out there that can give you that team deathmatch, free-for-all, you know, the competition feel other than Call of Duty. And that's actually really sad because it can't be that fucking hard. I don't know why Far Cry 3 had such a problem with it, but God, did they. That was fucking just horrible. And yeah, it's just sad that no one else can pump this up and knock. I would love to see a shooter come out and knock Call of Duty off the top of the mountain. I would love, like I said earlier, I wish Star Wars Battlefield 3 would do it, but it's never going to happen.
Well, this is the thing that gets me about Ghosts. It's like, I don't know what people are so highly anticipating this game. It's like, ooh, Ghosts, I can't wait for Ghosts. It's like, it's only been, like, Black Ops 2 has only been out for how many months now? 5, possibly
Since
6?
November, yeah. It comes out almost every November.
Like, I don't understand. It's halfway, it's been we'll just say 6 months since it's been released. And people are already bored to death and ready for the new one. Are you kidding me? Like, the game has a 6-month shelf life now.
You know what?
Like, that's not the game's that's not the game's fault, people. That's everyone's fault. That's the community's fault. And the next title is not going to be any fucking different.
I just thought of a great idea for what Call of Duty Ghosts should be about. It should be about, like, playing through the flashbacks of people who have been in war and have, like, crazy hallucinations and shit. What is the post-traumatic stress disorder, that soldiers have when they come back?
That was the single-player campaign for Black Ops.
Was it?
Kinda.
You just played through different people's flashbacks?
Not different people's, but you played through the central character's, like, memory of what transpired.
Okay. You do that, but you do it through, like, a whole nursing home of fucking people with post-traumatic stress disorder. That would almost be interesting. Because then you could...
You never played the single player in Black Ops, did you?
I never played the single player in any of the Call of Duties.
See, you don't get...
I can't... He was
a schizophrenic.
I can't thoroughly put my...
Well, kind of.
Yeah, I can't go on the campaign storyline because I never found interest in them. I tried. I think I tried with the World at War. I tried playing that one and got bored with it real quick. But I mean, that because it's called Call of Duty Ghosts. Ghosts, memories, and bullshit. It could all work together. And then you would be able to play different eras. You get like that one really old dude you get to play for World War II. And then you get a couple of young guys you get to play for Afghanistan and all that crazy shit. It could work. God damn it, it could work.
You owned Black Ops. You never played it?
Just the multiplayer. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Everything you're talking about practically isn't there.
That's insane. I can't believe I'm doing that. Somebody already thought of it. Shit.
But as far as Ghosts go, and this is the other thing about Ghosts that's starting to annoy me, the people talking about what they think it's going to be. There's been press releases like it's not going to tie into the old game. You're not going to have any of the old characters. So everybody's like, what could Ghosts mean then? It's like, I'll tell you what it is. And I'm willing to put money on this too. It's all about a secret elite team of not mercenaries, but whatever secret special fighters or whatever that the army brings in, kind of like the SAS or whatever that's been in the other Infinity War titles. But they're going to be dedicated to the memory of Ghost, the guy who gets killed in Modern Warfare 2. How could people not see that?
There was a character in Modern Warfare 2 named Ghost. Don't give me that look. Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Because I don't play the campaigns on these games. Why does that bother you so much?
Because that's the whole... Oh, Jesus. Pull up a video of Modern Warfare. See if you can find it. Modern Warfare 2, Shepard kills Ghost.
All right, let's check this out. Come on.
Start the controller. There you go.
Start the controller. There we go.
You don't know about the whole... No, it's not. I was going to say Commander Shepard. It's not Modern Warfare 2 or Mass Effect.
Hate typing shit on this.
Just put MW2. Nobody types the whole damn thing.
All right. Well, that would make sense. MW2. And
then...
What did you say?
Shepherd Ghost. I wonder if it'll actually, I don't know.
Oh, I'm sure if it was a big moment in the game, somebody put it on here.
Well, you kind of play it, so it's...
It don't matter. We'll put versus Ghost just to...
Shepherd versus Ghost. You and your fighting game.
Do you see it on there anywhere?
Well, that's the end. That's no good. Yeah, you want to add Ghost, or otherwise it'll go right to the end.
Get lucky and not have to type all this shit in. Shepherd's Betrayal?
Yep.
That's what we want?
Yeah, play that.
Okay. Ghost and Roach's Death. There's some dude named Roach, too?
Not no more, there ain't. Wow, that's great compression.
Yeah, you talk about grainy graphics. Look at that shit.
I was talking about grainy graphics. I was talking about no textures.
Oh, there you go. It's the same fucking thing. And it's because you're watching this through YouTube.
Why? I know. I understand the compression artifacts.
And not even full on YouTube. You're looking at this YouTube app on Xbox.
But this is old. I mean, it can be forgiven because it's in a lower resolution.
Old.
It's old enough to be in low res or in standard def. That's Ghost.
See?
You see what I mean?
The guy with the mask, okay.
Yeah, the mask with the skull fucking painted on it.
Okay, yeah. So
and people are like, no, it's not going to have anything to do with Ghost. Bull fucking shit. The trailer has a guy with the fuck pulling the mask over his face with the skull painted on it. You don't think that has anything to do with the Ghost character?
Oh. Oh! Did you play as Roach? I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ghost was beloved in this game, by the way.
And all the other soldiers are just going to stand there, huh? They don't give a fuck.
See? Because watch. This is to confirm how beloved Ghost is. In the pit you go. And who do you... See?
Slow motion. Ghost!
Roll!
His glasses stay on. That's insane. Holy shit. I'm guessing somehow you managed to survive so you can finish the game?
No.
You said this wasn't the end.
No, it's not the end. But it's the end of Roach.
Okay, so you just pick up as another character then.
Yeah. You go back to playing as the fucking guy from Call of Duty 4.
Okay, that makes sense.
Whatever his name is. Tuna or... I'm fixated on Tuna.
Not everyone is named Tuna.
I can't remember his name.
Who cares?
Whatever. Fish. Something. I don't know.
Salmon. You are the elite.
But that's what
salmon.
I mean. Like, it's going to be something dedicated to Ghost, that character. It's got to be.
That could be. You are probably right. For as much as I know about fucking Call of Duty, you are probably right.
It pisses me off when people are like, no, they didn't. They said it wasn't going to have any. It's like, how do you people go through your fucking life just believing every single thing that's told to you? It's like, are you really that gullible? It's like, well, let me leave the room for about 5 minutes, come back in, introduce myself as the President of the United States, ask for all your fucking personal information, and then take off and fucking bilk your account. Because you'll obviously give it to me because you believe anything you're told. Look at that!
Yeah,
they even have...
Right, put it up. Put it up. We'll make the comparison right now.
Oh, this isn't the one with the fucking different people throughout time. Yeah, it's fuck.
I think it's the only trailer they got out.
This teaser sucks.
Yeah, it really doesn't. Unless you get to play as all these characters in the game.
You don't.
That would be crazy awesome. It's like Deadliest Warrior versus Ghost Call of Duty. Running around with
I know,
a
that's
spear.
the first thing you think of when you see this is like Deadliest Warrior.
Yeah.
To inspire.
He just automatically...
I don't like the fact that they showed a pilot.
Well,
they better not be introducing fucking jet shit into this game.
Oh, you mean like Battlefield?
Yeah. I would like to play as that guy, though.
Yeah, I mean, this could be awesome if you got to play as different characters throughout time and fight their own little battles. That could be awesome.
There are those who wear
But that would be so unlike Call of Duty.
And that's why it would be awesome, because it's not like anything you played before. But hey, look, someone's got a German Shepherd. Yay!
That's to represent Shepard, the guy that killed you. See?
Yeah,
See?
there's the ghost mask.
That's what it is, people. Get used to it.
Yeah, I think you were right the first time. It's a big, like the elite team that nobody knows about, like the super secret Navy SEALs. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. And everyone thinks that, like, oh, those guys do the most exotic missions. And you know what? It's going to be the same fucking thing as every other game.
It's going to be the fucking, whatever the SAS was in the other Infinity War titles. It's going to be some fucking British team because Infinity War jacks off all over Great Britain. And it's going to be British base, and it's going to be what replaces the SAS team that has been in the Infinity War games up to this point, since that was disbanded after fucking old Scotty or whatever his fucking name was, like, went rogue and did all that shit and killed the Shepherd. Because, you don't do that and just walk away scot-free. What's that dude's name? Price.
You
Commander
have paid
Price.
more attention
Captain
to the
Price.
Call of Duty storyline than anyone
Because I
else
played
in the whole
the
fucking
fucking
world.
single-player games. It's not my fault people don't fucking play the single-player games. I like the single-player games.
That's because those games, you come for the story, you stay for the multiplayer. That's how every Call of Duty's gone.
No, you come for the multiplayer, you stay for the multiplayer, and fuck all else.
Yeah, the campaign is like
goddamn Call of Duty community ruining the whole goddamn game.
The campaign is basically the appetizer.
What is that? That's what I'm interested in.
Go 6 new characters in campaign?
Yeah.
All right, one more video, then we've got to shut this down.
Yeah,
We've been going and going.
Well, we're an hour and 5.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Wait a minute.
What?
Yeah, no, fucking, no,
Kill it?
no, yes. Sorry, that's just Black Ops 2 multiplayer with some dude talking. I thought maybe they actually released some video. See, because look at that. It's very deceptive. Like, ooh, PS4, new, like, and it's just going to be some dude playing Black Ops 2 talking about it.
Oh, all right. Well, that has been a very, very convoluted show. We had all sorts of different shit in there.
Well, we got an hour out of it and talked about a lot of things. Now, by the time you people see this, the new announcement will be made. I'll have $20 more in my pocket, and we'll then move on to the whole ghosts conspiracy.
There we go. I'll have to look some more stuff up on that. See what I can find. The future of knifing. Who cares? All right, this was Next Gen Jerks. My name is Jake.
My name is John.
And please watch all our other videos on YouTube so we can get a fan base. That would be awesome.
Yes.
Later.
Bye.